Yeah, I'm watching more Piers Morgan, man. Leave me alone, bro. Leave me alone.
Big budget Netflix series on Cleopatra has been hit with claims of cultural vandalism over the casting of black actress Adele James in the lead role. Cleopatra's
Should be
precise
played by
heritage is the
backlash
point of
before.
scholarly debates.
Or they
There's no
should be played by
evidence that
black
she was
woman.
black, and the casting has caused major controversy in Egypt,
What?
spurring a lawsuit and claims the program makers are erasing Egyptian identity. It's not the first casting
Yeah.
controversy we've seen, of course, so the backlash is normally
She ain't
the other
black.
way round.
Is she
Bryan
black?
Cranston was lambasted for playing a disabled character in The Upside, as was Jake Gyllenhaal, who starred in The Prince of Persia despite not being Persian, or The Prince. And of course, Eddie Redmayne, who issued a grovelling apology for playing a trans woman in The Danish Girl. So is casting
Jeez.
Cleopatra as a
That's
black woman
wild.
culturally
That's a wild
insensitive?
one right there.
Should we care?
I like that
The job
actor,
of an
though.
actor, after all, to act. Well, joining me now is legendary Egyptian comedian Bassam Youssef and author of the case for cancel culture.
Oh,
So
yes.
welcome to both of you. Okay, let me start with you.
It's gonna be a good
Bernie
one.
Stone. Off you go.
Yeah, I think that this is ridiculous. I think that she
What's
is
going on,
in
though?
full range to play Cleopatra. I think people should remember
Okay.
that there was controversy when the late great Elizabeth Taylor played Cleopatra, and people thought that it was inaccurate for a white woman like her to play the character. History
Bro,
has said
bro,
that
bro,
there
stop it.
is some racial
Stop it.
ambiguity
That's an
around
old ass movie.
Cleopatra's
So
identity.
that's-
She's definitely not white, and I think to even assume that Egyptians do not carry some level of African ancestry,
Hell no.
darker skin complexion, is also historically inaccurate. So I think
Yeah, no, yeah, maybe you may be right about that, but that doesn't mean that they were black, dark skin. That does not mean they were dark skin.
she's more of the ideal of what Cleopatra would look like.
Ideal. You know, I don't know what it is, but there's a level of hypocrisy that I cannot put a pin on here. There is, it
More
exists
than
somewhere.
Elizabeth Taylor would be, and you didn't see as much backlash for Elizabeth Taylor playing
Okay.
Cleopatra
Yeah,
compared to that.
that's a fair point.
Bro, but that was a. You're making an example out of a very old movie.
Let me go to you, Bess. I mean, that is a fair point. Liz Taylor was the biggest movie star in the world at the time she played Cleopatra. She was not Egyptian. What's the difference?
Well, first of all, this was Hollywood before it was informed. This is where 1961, when Cleopatra by Elizabeth Taylor, we're not crazy about Elizabeth Taylor playing Cleopatra either. That was also inaccurate. I don't know where do you get the idea that we're happy that she played. the
Yeah,
role. As a
exactly.
matter of fact,
Yeah, but just because we're not
1961
complaining
Cleopatra
about it,
was bad
nobody cares about the
in
movie,
Egypt
man.
and many Arab countries because of Elizabeth Taylor's stance towards the state of Israel because he supported them.
Bro,
So I don't know where does he kind of get this information. Second of all, this is the same Hollywood that in 1956 they cast John Wayne as Genghis Khan. So this is a time where Hollywood didn't know any better. Now, the problem for me, it's not about color. It's not about white and black. This is a very reductive way to talk about things. This is the way
Yeah.
that Americans talk about it. I'm very sorry. Like, I come from Egypt. Egypt has a very diverse color palette. People can look like me or they can look deeper skin tone like Anwar Sadat, who comes from a Nubian origin. It's not about black and white. It's about the continuous culture appropriation and falsification of history that has been done by what the so-called
Exactly.
Afrocentrist movement. The
Thank you.
Afrocentrist movement started
Thank you.
the
Yeah.
last century as a way, in a good intention, to teach African American about their rich history of West Africa, the great empire of Benin, of Ghana, of Songhali, the great empire of Mali. But the thing is, that's why you find people like Kevin Hart, who subscribes to these theories, who claim that his ancestors built the pyramids. I'm sorry, your ancestors had their own wonderful civilization in West Africa. They are
Thank
culture
you.
appropriating my culture.
Thank you.
calling them
Tokenization.
Egypt of the Egypt of today,
African
despite
version.
their skin tone, that they call us as invaders, they call
Okay, but let me-
us as
alright.
intruders, and they are being erased from our own history.
Okay, I
This is
understand.
something that
Yeah.
Hollywood
But let-
has done over the years.
I understand, but
Go
let me
ahead.
throw this back at you. There's this point that we've had so many cases now where people talk about appropriation with actors, be it their sexuality, be it their gender on occasion, be it whatever it may be. And ultimately, I always come back to one point, which is shouldn't actors do what their job description is? Act. I mean, shouldn't any actor be able to
I agree with
any
that,
part,
Piers.
actually? And once you start making exceptions for that rule, where do you stop?
Is that question for me?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, first of all, this is not a work of fiction. This is a documentary. This is a documentary. There's a huge difference. This is not the Little Mermaid.
Yeah, it's
which is
real.
A fictional character where anybody can play anything.
Yeah, yeah. I was
Cleopatra.
I was going to talk about that, bro. The Little Mermaid thing. Oh my god, that's so
Came
cringe.
from a Macedonian Greek
Should
origin.
gay
And the
roles
thing
be
is, it's not about like the skin
reserved for
color.
gay
As I
actors?
don't, we don't care about if they're black or white.
Exactly.
It's about how Hollywood is so culturally sensitive, and they're so sensitive about all kind of minorities. But when it comes to my people, we seem to be
Yeah,
erased. A
exactly.
couple of
Thank
years
you.
ago,
It's
they
it's
announced
true.
that Gal Gadot, an ex-Israeli soldier who condones her government actions, and atrocities against Palestinian children, she was going to play Cleopatra. For me, this is even a bigger insult. And Gal Gadot is not black. It's not about black and white. It's
Yeah.
about this idea of Hollywood always stealing the culture of
Why is it that on the what's this? Because I also don't want to make a big deal out of this, but at the same time, I definitely am against tokenization of any kind. I don't like the fact that we have to put. Is it tokenization? No, it's not tokenization. It's whatever he said it was. I'm just gonna call it tokenization. I don't give a damn. But I'm very much against the fact that there's a level of hypocrisy when it comes to this kind of stuff. When it comes to, let's say, a white person, if today a white person acted in a as a black person, or somewhat of a European person playing a black person, an African person, or maybe, okay, I guess people accept Idris Elba and the other UK actors and whatnot, but if they were not as black as a black American can be or an African can be, and they were acting in those black American or African roles, there would be backlash about that. There would be an issue about that. Putting it plain and simple, if a white person acted as a black person, there would be a lot of noise about that. There would be.
my own people. I
Fair
don't
is
care
fair,
what
bro.
Jonathan
Fair is
Henston
fair.
tells you in the Ten Commandments, or Steven Spielberg tells you in The Prince of Egypt, but I am sorry, Jewish slaves did not build the Great Pyramid. This has been debunked many times by true
Okay.
historians.
Let me
So the
bring-
thing
I
is, like,
wanna-
we
All
are
right,
the
hang on,
only
hang on.
people who are not
Hang on,
allowed
don't
to
talk
tell
over
our
each other.
own. We are the only people who are not allowed to talk about our own history.
All right, let
And
me bring.
Hollywood
All
is
right,
doing it
let
for
me.
us.
Okay,
I disagree.
hang on, Ernest. Let me ask you a question, Ernest. Which is, how would you feel
Yeah.
if a white actor was chosen to play Nelson Mandela?
I'm right.
I think that there is historical inaccuracies there. I think that
Yeah.
I think what he's confusing is race and nationality, and I also think
There's a
that is
difference.
why
Oh
you
my
don't see
God.
as many black actors upset as Cynthia Erivo, who is British, who played Harriet.
It's not.
We
It's not. It's
understand.
not even nationality, bro. It's not even nationality. Does she look like Cleopatra? Does she look like Cleopatra? I don't think she does. I just don't. I don't.
The nuances of racial identity
Yes, I don't know how Cleopatra looked like, but Cleopatra looked the Egyptian. Okay.
compared to nationality versus the identity of the African the diaspora. So no one's upset about the fact that David Onyalu
She didn't have a
played
big ass
MLK.
nose, man.
There may be some people, but others didn't because we understood the nuance of racial identity. So when we're talking about race and nationality, those are two different things. But I think
Hell
the
no.
issue that I want to push back on what he said earlier is that there are other actors in this film that are playing Egyptians that do not look like Cleopatra or come from there. And I just feel like the energy being focused on Cleopatra is why some people are pushing back because this actress
What do you
can
mean?
easily look by identity, looks closer to what Cleopatra could look like. But the rest of that cast is fairly white, and you're not saying anything about those individuals. You're only focused on Cleopatra, who's being played by this black actress. But when you look at the other cast, I don't think they're all Egyptian. I don't think they all represent the cast.
All right,
So I think
let me
we're
bring in.
double standard.
Okay.
Okay, let me bring back Bassam. I mean, if this was in a theatre production, I could imagine this happening without people creating much of a fuss. Is it because it's a Hollywood movie and Hollywood's put itself in the vanguard of?
Yeah, it puts itself on the vanguard, and it shouldn't be hypocrisy.
Hollywood has been erasing my people from we are not allowed to tell our own history.
He's a
And I'm
comedian?
sorry, I have to disagree with the
That's
gentleman.
crazy, bro.
It's not about
He's a-
it's not just
I can't take him
everybody
seriously
in
now.
that movie, her court, everybody who's supposed to be Egyptian, they look like they came from West Africa, from the south of the Sahara. We, as Egyptians, are being called intruders and invaders in our own culture. This has been going on systematically.
Yeah, there's no
I wanna wake
there's no
up one day
representation
and
at
find
all,
the
bro.
Museum of the African American Culture and History claiming the stolen Egyptian artifacts in the British Museum to be theirs. And now I'm hearing that Zendaya, the very popular actor who I would love
That's
her to
another
play it, but
thing.
Zendaya ethnically is half Nigerian, half German, and now she's gonna play. Where are the Egyptian actors?
Okay.
Where are
Thank
the
you.
Arab
And that's
actors? So
exactly what I was gonna say, because in South Africa too, they tend to do this, isn't it? They tend to take American actors and then make them play as South Africans. In Black Panther, and God bless the actors that acted in Black Panther, because only a few actors were actually from South Africa. Only a few. And that's very unfortunate. That's very unfortunate, because that's one of those movies where, and I know Wakanda was not really mythically speaking, I mean, fictionally speaking, in the comic books, Wakanda is not even, located in anywhere near South Africa. It's actually in the northern Africa and whatnot. But they used our official language, which is Xhosa, as the Wakandan language, you know. And they had our John Kani there, our actor, one of our most famous and popular actor today, one of the richest, John Kani, you know. And I don't know, man. Like, never mind even a fictional movie, but there's real movies like the one where Nelson Mandela was being played by Idris Elba. You know, you have so many actors in South Africa that can portray Nelson Mandela better than any other actor that came from any other country. They would have a much easier time and a much more effective way of acting or practicing whatever than Idris Elba would when he has to, get ready for the role of playing as Nelson Mandela. And that's not a shot to Idris Elba. It's the truth. It's the truth. If you watch Black Panther, for example, and you watch the beginning scene, the scene where I think who's this? The king meets up with his brother, who's a spy and whatnot. The brother is the father of the villain, Michael B. Jordan, whatever. And the actor that acts as the king, the young king, is the son of John Kani. You know, man, his acting was fluid, fluid. It was so fluid, it's insane. Now, Chadwick Boseman, God rest his soul, you know, great guy, great guy, great actor. He actually took the time to learn how probably more than other actors, probably took way more time and had way more respect for the role, for acting as an African person or an African born person. He is African and African American, but African born individual, mainly South African, because before even that, he made a movie where he was playing as a South African in America. This is crazy to me sometimes. That's how dedicated he was. He had the time. He put in the work and everything. But that other guy who was playing the king, the young king, the previous Black Panther, when he was young, he was just smooth with it. He was just smooth. Guess why? Guess why? Because he's South African. You want people to act South African, get South Africans to play those roles. I don't know. That's how I feel about it.
Oppose it. And the thing is, even like historically wise, you see in the trailer, it's like I don't care what they told you, but Cleopatra was black. Who's that woman? Why is African American people are telling my own history? She is
That's true.
there's
That's
all
true.
of these
Not even one Egyptian
pseudo
in
histories
that
that they're
set.
going on, and it has implications. No, I am sorry. African people from West Africa did not build the pyramids.
Okay.
Cleopatra did not like that, and also Jewish people
Yeah,
did
she
not build
did.
the
She didn't look
pyramids.
like that.
Okay.
It is time for Hollywood
Don't
to
don't
listen to
even
the people
don't
who
e-
wrote
look
down
at
the
that.
story.
Look
So
at
you
that
made that-
face. Look at that face, bro. Cleopatra did not look like that, and it's not offensive to say that. It is not offensive to say that. As a matter of fact, I was gonna even talk about, like, bro, they just literally getting famous actors, and that's it. I know that girl, bruh.
And
You've
just
made that-
one more
Bassam,
thing. I
I'm
just
gonna
want
leave
to
it
say
there.
one more thing. Egypt had 30 dynasty over 2,700 years. We had kings and queens from the kingdom of Kush, from Nubia, from Libya. This area had bled into each other and expanded and shrunk into each other. I
Exactly.
understand exactly what I mean when I say nationality
Okay.
or heritage or ethnicity.
You
So
both
I'm
made
sorry,
your
like
you both made your point
yeah, thank
strongly.
you.
It's an interesting debate. Thank you both very much indeed.
Damn, bro. Piers, I guess Piers was in between on that one. I mean, literally, and in the conversation, the biggest issue is because they are selling it as a documentary. As the doctor said, a documentary needs to be as accurate as possible. Saying Cleopatra is a storm black woman is like calling Jada Pinkett Smith a lover. I'm sorry. This isn't the Little Mermaid. Calling Cleopatra African and expecting her to be black is like calling me Asian expecting me to be yellow. LOL, it started to roll its eyes when it started hearing about the facts. Pure comedy. Okay, come on, man. That's a man right there, bro. Come on, that's a gay man. It tells you all you need to know about the intelligence of these people. No, it's a man. It's a man. It's not sugarcoated. Okay, come on now. Come on now. As a black American, I'm actually glad that someone from Egypt actually pushed back on this. I actually feel very embarrassed when we have Americans try and tell other groups of people their history. It goes to prove how arrogant and very ignorant we can be. I 100% in agreement with Bassam. Thank you. You know, I thought because Piers was in between this, I thought his audience would also like mimic how he felt and whatnot. But I'm glad everybody agrees that yo, this is wrong, bro. It's wrong, dog. It's wrong, and they've been doing this. The thing is, if it was done to them, they like they wouldn't like it at all. Let's say somebody from a different state acted like somebody, even if they're black, something like that. There would be some level of issue, and not to mention that that person said it's a difference between ethnicity and nationality or something like that. Okay, that's cool. Ethnicity and nationality. I don't even know if that's a thing because man, bro, if you're gonna talk about nationality, if you're gonna diminish nationality, bro, if you're gonna diminish nationality, these are the same type of people that would probably want everybody to open up their borders to every other country because it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. We're all the same, right? No, no, we're not. Unfortunately, we're not. Okay, but never diminish nationality like that. Never diminish your sense of community. Never diminish how different you are from other people. It is the only way you can respect yourself. Now, it doesn't mean that you should push against you mattering more than other people, putting yourself on the pedestal or above other people and whatnot. But it's just to say that you matter. Where you come from matters, and your tradition matters, and your values matter, and all those things. And they can be very different from us. So please chime in into the conversation. Show us the differences between you and me. you know Maybe there's something that we do share amongst each other, and then we can build off of that. But nah, you know but yeah, like as I was saying, like, this person was trying to diminish nationality, and it's like, if the same thing was done to them, they wouldn't like it. Now, what if I said the same thing about sexuality, for example? you know if a straight person had to play as a gay person or something like that, I don't know. Okay, maybe they wouldn't have a problem with that. I don't know, but yeah, I'll try to think of other examples. I'll try to think of them. Anyway, goodbye. Thank you for watching. Thank you. Bye bye. Bye bye.